Hello, today I'll be talking about cracking WEP keys using BackTrack. You will need the following. BackTrack, the operating system for penetration testers. VirtualBox, which is software that runs a virtual computer inside your computer. Crack-NG, which is packet capture and cracking software. You will need at least one user using the internet you wish to get into, and a wireless network interface card that allows monitor mode. Beware! Hacking someone else's stuff is illegal. You can go to jail. There are three main types of security for wireless routers: wired equivalent privacy, WEP, Wi-Fi protected access, WPA, and WPA2, which is an enhanced version of WPA. WEP is different from WPA and WPA2 because it has some serious flaws in its security. These flaws allow easy access to any wireless network protected with WEP encryption. You can see here the security type for this network is WPA2. To start, we open up our BackTrack virtual machine with VirtualBox. This boot screen, hit enter. At this screen, choose the first option. Then, while you wait for BackTrack to load up and start, you can admire the stealthy dragon. It's very sleek. When this screen pops up, type Start X to start the GUI of the operating system. So once BackTrack is loaded up, open up a terminal and run some updates. The command for this is apt-get update. Now you want to wait until this is finished before you put the wireless network card into the virtual machine by going to Devices, USB Devices, and clicking on it. The reason for this is so that your update doesn't freeze for an unknown reason, just as mine has on the screen here. The first few commands we run after this update are just to test out the network traffic and find out which routers we can listen into and who's doing what. The first command we enter is airmon-ng, which just pulls up a list of all the wireless cards that it sees it's compatible with. In order to start your wireless card in monitor mode, the command is airmon-ng space start space the name of your card, which in my case is WLAN 0. Once monitor mode has been enabled on your NIC, we need to type in the command aerodump-ng space the new monitor mode, which for me is mon0. Aerodump captures all packets traveling through the air that it can monitor, and we do this in order to get the MAC address of the router we want to attack. Now we know the channel that the router broadcasts on, the MAC address of the router, and even the name that the router broadcasts out. Now we want to stop monitor mode on every channel and only listen on the channel that the router is broadcasting on, channel 6. The next command will test wireless device packet injection, which basically means whether you're in range of the router or not. Airplay-ng is the name of the program, -9 means injection test, -e and then DDWRT is the name of the router, -a means the MAC address of the router, so I just copied and pasted from Aerodump, followed by the name of the monitor card. The next step we have to do is to start Aerodump to capture all the packets that are being sent around the network. So we start off with -c, which specifies the channel 6, --BSSID, which is the router's MAC address, -w specifies the name of the file that the packets will be output to, and followed by the monitor card. Now that we're capturing all the packets, it's time to find the MAC address of our wireless card. In order to do this, open up a new console window and type in ifconfig space -a. The last item that pops up is my wireless card, with its MAC address, the hardware address. The next command will associate the source MAC address with the router so that it will accept packets from our MAC address. -1 means fake authentication, and 0 means do it once. -E is the network name again. -A is the MAC address. -H is our wireless card MAC address, which we will just copy and paste, and followed by the monitor card again. The next thing we do is start AirPlay-NG in ARP request replay mode, which means it's going to listen for ARP requests and re-inject them back into the network. We do this in order for the router to generate new initialization vectors, which we will use to crack the WEP key. Once you enter this command, it's going to generate a lot of packets really quickly, so don't be afraid. -3, which stands for the replay mode, -B and the router's MAC address, -H and the wireless network card's MAC address, followed by the monitor card. If we switch back to AeroDump, we can see all the new packets being generated by our command. The only thing we can do now is wait for enough packets to be captured so that we have a good base to crack the WEP key with. This replay command can be used as many times as needed in order to create enough packets. That should be enough packets, I think, so hit Ctrl-Z on your AirPlay command. And now we're going to try to actually crack them. So we're actually going to use AirCrack-NG, and we're going to use -B, which is the router's MAC address. And then we're going to use the name of the output file we used in AeroDump with an asterisk right before the .cap so we get all the output files that were generated. Depending on how many resources your virtual machine has, this process may take a while. Oh, mine didn't, it just finished. Now I'm going to bring over the key that I set up my router with. This is actually the password that it generated for itself. As you see, the key that the AirCrack has generated is actually the key that my router has generated too. Now when you log in to the network, you just put the hexadecimal digits without the colons into the security key box of the network, and you're in. Congratulations, you've cracked a WEP key.